Hey everyone, this is Rod. I hope you're doing well out there. The question is, why does Trump have such influence over his base right now? And there are three reasons. If you take away any of these three reasons, the influence diminishes considerably. So the first reason is he's the president. He's the current sitting president, and he's the most powerful person, not only in our nation, but in the world. And of course, the president or that person with that kind of power is going to have considerable influence over many people. Not only the world, but just many people. So of course, that's a tie-in and a connection to his base because he's the president. He's the sitting president right now. The second reason is the media. The media and the support the media gives him as far as reporting what he does creates tremendous influence. And since he's the current sitting president, the media has to report everything he does. It has to report everything he says. Because to do anything other than that for a sitting president would be irresponsible. Even if they don't believe it, even if it's a lie. You have to report what the president says. They don't have the right, unfortunately, just to pick and choose what they can report or not report on the sitting president. You can't do that. And that reporting, of his words, of his actions, creates influence. And then the third is his tweets. I hear he tweets, up to 20 tweets a day, maybe even 40 tweets a day. So he's constantly tweeting with his followers, and he has about 70 or 80 million followers, which coincides with the media and his power he has as the president of the United States. So you have these three things, and of course he's going to have considerable influence on his base. You take away any of these things, and his influence diminishes considerably. So for example, coming up just a few weeks from now, his presidency will be over and Biden will take over. And when that happens, you take away this aspect of the presidency, that he's no longer the president, then what happens is his power and influence immediately diminishes as far as the president of the United States. He may think that people are following him because of his Trump name, because of just who he is. He's fooled himself if that's what he thinks. And I don't know if he thinks that, but if that's what he thinks, he's fooled himself. It's the Trump name with the presidency. That's why people are following him. So you take away the title of the presidency, his Trump name alone is not going to sustain and have the type of influence that he's had in the past. It's not possible. Number two, once he's no longer the president, then the media will fall away. They will no longer be obligated to report what he does. And if they're not going to report it, then the influence of what he does and everything he does and everything he says is no longer going to be out there. So we're not going to really know about it. We're not going to really care about it. The only thing that he's going to have left is the tweets. But the tweets are not going to be powerful enough. He'll be tweeting like everyone else tweets, but it's not going to be nationwide in the media for the most part. We're not going to report on everything. We're not going to really care as a whole as the media. That's why when he gets out of office, that's why his influence is considerably going to drop. So with that being the case, that Trump is going to lose all this influence when he gets out of office, what's the benefit of Mr. Trump at this point making such a strong stand towards voter fraud? One of the reasons is revenge. I've read a few of his books, and one of the books he talks about is revenge. He's for revenge or getting back at people. He has no problem with that. He doesn't turn the other cheek. He doesn't walk away. He is for making you pay. The Democrats voted him out. A lot of Americans voted him out. And maybe at this moment, I heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true, but maybe at this moment, he's just using this opportunity just to make people miserable. Just to scare people a little bit, just to rattle the Americans a little bit. So that could be what he's doing. The other thing that he could be doing is that, he hates to lose. He probably doesn't understand how he lost. If he does this campaign of voter fraud and does all these things that he's doing, trying to disprove voters, he can always claim that he won this election and that it was stolen from him. Even though it's false, it's not a true statement, but in his reality, in his mind, he can pretend and claim that he won this election and that it was stolen from him. The other reason, which I'm hearing, and I'm not exactly sure how this works, but somehow he's getting donations from his base to support him in this cause of this voter fraud. They're saying that he's going to use that money either for his legal fees or use this money to help the Republican Party. I'm not sure. So he could just be bold enough, and we know he's very bold, just to be playing this out so he can just continue to collect more money so that he can help the Republican Party or help himself, whatever the lawsuits that may be coming up after his election. So anyway, that's just my opinion. Peace and hope, everyone. Hey everyone, this is Rod. Thanks for listening. Hey, check out one of my 3 books on Amazon. Let me know what you think by rating the book. Thanks a lot.